guys, Lincoln here and welcome to another lesson. This week is a bit of an extension on last week's video on Travis picking, so if you haven't checked that out already, click the card up here and check that out because it will really help you with this one. We're going to be looking at the pattern that I just played for you at the start of this video, and as you can see with that pattern, it's got a lot of hammer-ons and pull-offs in it, so it's going to be focusing on that technique and adding it to what we did last week. So let's just jump right in. So we learnt this pattern. And we do the pinch part of it first, so, and then separate. At the end of the lesson we applied that to a D chord, so we had this. And that's basically it. So now all we're doing is adding hammer-ons and pull-offs to that. You take your second finger off and you get a D sus2 chord. That means that the first string, the high E, is open. And the final chord in the sequence is D sus4, so that's with the pinky on. And you can just have your second finger behind the pinky. Even though it doesn't make any difference to the sound, it just helps you to be able to pull off from the pinky to the second finger, which is what we're going to be doing. Before we add the finger picking pattern, let's just use the thumb for now. We play the D, and then we take our finger off and get D sus2, back to the D, and then D sus4, just put that pinky on in front of the second finger. Now we're going to play the pattern off each chord. Let's start with the D. And we just do the same pattern with the D sus2, so you take your finger off. And then we go back to the D. D sus4, and that's it. Now we can try playing those one after the other, more like this. Once you can do that, it's time to look at the hammer-ons and pull-offs. Let's start with the D sus4 shape because we're going to pull off into the D chord. We'll use our middle finger and just put that on the first string and pull off. Make sure that your pinky sort of kicks through the string, so drag it right through, don't just lift it off like this. You'll get a much quieter sound if you do that. Really strike the string as you're taking it off. So now you take your D chord shape and you're going to do a pull off with the second finger this time. So same again, use your middle finger and pluck the string and then pull off with the second finger. So you can start off by leaving a lot of space between when you pluck the string and when you do the pull off, like this. And that gives your brain enough time to think about the pluck and then think about the pull off, so you can focus on really getting the pull off. Once you get it, then you can start to make it quicker. Okay, now it's time for the hammer-ons. Hammer-ons are harder to get the right volume with. With a hammer-on you kind of have to slam your finger into the fretboard. So again, using the middle finger, we'll take that first string open this time for the D sus2 chord, and we pluck with the middle finger, and then you have to just slam that finger into the fretboard. So with a pull-off you're actually striking the string again, whereas with a hammer-on you're much more reliant on the volume of the note before you play the hammer-on. So you might need a bit more practice with the hammer-ons than the pull-offs. If you're finding it difficult to play either the hammer-ons or the pull-offs with this chord shape being held, then you can always just practice them without the chord shape like this. And the hammer-on. And also just practicing the idea of hammer-ons and pull-offs all over the guitar is a good idea as well. So if I'm doing hammer-ons, once your hammer-ons are sounding nice and strong, then you can move on to the pinky. So you've got your second finger down and then you strike with the pinky. This is kind of challenging. The pinky is a hard finger to do hammer-ons with. Also, make sure your fingers are really bent for this. Don't go like this, you'll find it really difficult. But also not jammed up against the fretboard like this. So thumb on the back of the neck and just giving yourself plenty of space and making sure your fingers are bent. Now you can combine both the pull-offs and the hammer-ons together. And just make an exercise out of that. And I'm just using the middle finger in the right hand so I can get used to how it feels when I'm playing the pattern. The final step is to return to the Travis picking pattern and just add in these hammer-ons and pull-offs. So you're going with a pinch, you're playing the pinky on the 3rd fret, so for the D sus4, and you just play those two notes, the 4th string and the 1st string, like that, and then pull off. So for the first half of the pattern, it's going to sound like this. And then thumb moves to the 3rd string, index on the 2nd string. Let's just apply the hammer-ons and pull-offs just to that first half of the pattern before we do the whole thing. So we'll do it on that first chord again, D sus4 to D, and then now going from the D to the D sus2, 2nd finger on the 2nd fret there, and it's ready to pull off to the E. Time for the hammer-ons. We're going from open to 2nd fret here. And finally from the D to the D sus4 to the pinky. Put all of them together. Now it's time to go back and add the rest of the pattern. And we stay on that D chord and play the separate pattern. Thumb, middle, thumb, index. Doing that again. Okay, from the D to the D sus2. Separate, thumb, middle, thumb, index. Back from the D sus2 to the D, pinch. Separate. And then from the D to the D sus4, pinch. Separate. put it all together. Separate. Pinch. 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 Separate. Alright guys, that's it for this week. I hope you got something out of this lesson. There'll be lessons coming out every Wednesday. And if you like this video, click the like button, subscribe. Any questions, put them down below, and I'll see you next week. Thanks for watching.